Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Right now at 5, we are on storm watch this morning as the biggest winter storm in nearly a decade moves in the day before Thanksgiving. We'll have your holiday forecast, plus what you need to be aware of as the storm bears down.
And as millions of people prepare to travel in potentially dangerous conditions, the California Highway Patrol takes steps to keep you safe. From safety on the road to road closures and gas prices, we have everything you need to know if you're hitting the road today.
Bakersfield Police Chief Lyle Martin announces he's leaving the department. He'll join us this morning live on Sunrise to talk about what's next for both his career and the department he led for the last 3 years. This is Wednesday, November 27th, 2019. Good morning and great to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Tabitha Mills in for what is expected to be a very busy day ahead of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to get straight to it. We're going to send it over to Alyssa Carlson in the Weather Center to get a look at this storm that's just kind of hitting us hard right now.
Yes, around 3 o'clock this morning, we started to see the rain here in Kern County, and now we are watching as this is continuing to work on through from west to east and also from north to south. So it's swinging on in, moderate rainfall here over the city currently, and we're also looking then at snow at the base of the Grapevine. CHP is pacing traffic from Frazier Park to Gorman, so we're starting to see a little bit of light snow there. Also watching as snow is making its way into the Kern River Valley at this hour, and still looking at the higher elevations up there. So nothing actually down to 3,000 feet yet, but we are watching as our snow level here is right above 4,000 feet, and that's what we're seeing. So if you are trying to get out of town today, you probably should get on the roads, because I think that this is just the start of it. Things are going to continue to get worse as the day wears on. We still have the winter storm warning, and as we've been talking about, this is going to run all the way through 4 a.m. on Friday. So things are just starting with this storm. On the west side there, you'll notice that we do have the purple box, and that is a winter weather advisory. So even if you were trying to go through our mountain range to the west, we are going to possibly see a light dusting upwards of 3 inches of snow on that mountain range too. Here's our weather headlines then. Heavy rain for Bakersfield this morning. Snow levels already then down to about 4,000 feet. We're going to put them at 4,100 feet for 8 a.m. Thunderstorms possible this afternoon for both the mountains and the valley, and then snow possible on the desert floor, the foothills, and the Templar Mountain Range here to our west. We'll sort that out and show you when and how much coming up in your complete pinpoint forecast. But first, look at traffic this morning with Maddie.
All right, thanks so much, Alyssa. The one big thing we want to mention is that CHP is reporting light snow. It's not sticking, though, between Frazier Mountain Park Road and Gorman on the I-5. So if you are headed south today, this is what you're going to want to pay attention to. And Alyssa says it's just going to get worse as the day goes on. So CHP says the light snow is falling, but it's not sticking. It's been falling for about the last hour. Caltrans has plows working in the area. The CHP is pacing traffic. It's not closed or anything like that. Here in town, you can see we have this heavy rain falling. 17's Aton Wallace and photojournalist Mickey Van Horn are live up at the Grapevine, and they're going to join us in just a few minutes with a live look at conditions up there. But here in town, there have been a few spinouts so far, but nothing major to mention and no closures yet. So we will keep you tuned all morning if you are planning on heading anywhere. 1-800-GAS-ROAD's a great number to have on hand, and we'll have another check in 15 minutes.
And it is turning out to be a busy holiday travel week with this massive winter storm and lots of people on the road. The California Highway Patrol is telling people it's preparing to keep them safe. CHP says it's entering a maximum enforcement period, and that means it will deploy all available officers this week as millions of people travel in potentially dangerous conditions. The maximum enforcement period will stay in place through December 1st.
And if you're going out of town for Thanksgiving, or if your loved ones are coming to you right here in Kern County, it's important to stay safe while you travel. With road closures and construction, you should always give yourself some extra time to get where you're going. Consider leaving earlier as you head out of town, and make sure to come up with alternate routes just in case the way you want to go is closed due to weather or construction. Another good idea, make sure your car has a full tank of gas and it's running properly. Having a good set of tires is particularly important this time of year, especially if there's ice on the roads.
And a reminder, whenever you need up-to-the-minute updates on road conditions, call Caltrans at 1-800-GAS-ROAD. That number might come in handy as this storm plays out here in the valley. Again, 1-800-GAS-ROAD is the number you need to remember.
Other news this morning, new on Sunrise, deputies responded to a domestic disturbance and ended up in an hours-long standoff. It all happened last night in South Bakersfield on Buena Vista Boulevard. The woman trapped inside the home was able to safely leave after deputies arrived, but that man stayed inside the home. He's now identified as Casey Smith. Smith refused to come out. The SWAT team was called in and eventually took him into custody after hours of waiting. Smith was arrested and booked for felony willful child cruelty, brandishing a firearm, and misdemeanor battery. KCSO says 2 guns were found in the home. Smith is due in court December 2nd.
And it was back to business at Valley Plaza Mall following a shooting that injured 2 people. Police say 2 groups of teens and young adults were arguing by the food court when a fight started, then shots rang out. A 15-year-old victim was found at the nearby Carl's Jr., while a 20-year-old was found in the mall. Neither has life-threatening wounds. We still have no specific description of the shooter, but police say he was seen on video running out of the mall.
17 Court Watch this morning. The man arrested in connection with a deadly street race is now charged with murder. 50-year-old Ronald Pierce was in court yesterday for the first time. According to Bakersfield police, Pierce drove a red Mustang Sunday on Old River Road while racing a Dodge Ram pickup truck. Police say Pierce clipped a minivan, causing it to spin into an oncoming crane truck. Inside the van, 49-year-old Maria Navarro, who was killed. Her 2 children are hospitalized. BPD says Pierce was also driving drunk, and today the BPD said his recklessness deserves the upgrade to a murder charge. Pierce's arraignment was postponed to December 4th. BPD says charges are still pending on the other driver.
Well, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and that means people are going to be traveling in mass quantities across the state.
Yes, they are. We're going to have a check of conditions up and down the state, and 17th Aton Wallace will join us a little later with what to expect and a live look at the conditions over the Grapevine.
46 degrees and raining currently in Bakersfield, but it is snowing in the mountains. We'll take a look at your pinpoint forecast straight ahead.
Welcome back. We're on Storm Watch this morning, and we're closely monitoring road conditions on this Thanksgiving Eve.
17th Aton Wallace is joining us live from the base of the Grapevine. He has a look at conditions there. Aton, you look a little wet. Is it snow or rain?
Well, Maddie and Tabitha, let me tell you, this is actually rain. We're at what's known as the Grapevine exit right before the mountain. You go up the mountain here. And let me step out of frame just to show you. Actually, both sides of I-5, northbound and southbound here at the base of the Grapevine, are flowing pretty smoothly there. So the rain right now is not impacting the base of the Grapevine here. But as you heard Maddie mention earlier, the CHP is reporting snow flurries at the summit within the last hour between Frazier Park, Lebec, and Gorman up there. So while the snow is not sticking, the CHP says the patrols are pacing the Grapevine. Now, also this morning, just after 3 o'clock, take a look at some video I shot near 21st and M Streets in downtown Bakersfield. The rain definitely coming down, and I might add it was windy as well. So some safety tips with road closures and constructions going on. It's important to give yourself enough time to travel. Consider leaving earlier when you're headed out of town, and make sure to come up with alternate routes just in case the way you're headed is closed due to weather or construction. Another good idea, make sure your car has a full tank of gas and that it is running properly, and have a good set of tires near you, especially if there's ice on the road. So it could be pretty dangerous in that sense. But right now, the big thing right here at the base of the Grapevine, at the I-5 here at the Grapevine exit, northbound and southbound, you can see over my shoulder, they're moving pretty smoothly, but as you get towards the top, CHP Fort Tejon Division is pacing the Grapevine, and Caltrans is plowing up there as well. Now, of course, these conditions are subject to change. You heard Chief Meteorologist Alyssa Carlson saying that, so we will bring you another update in the next 15 minutes. Reporting live at the base of the Grapevine, Aton Wallace, 17 News.
All right, stay safe out there.
That's right. And now to an update on the cave fire down in Santa Barbara County. This fire started last night in Los Padres National Forest. No homes have burned, but evacuations have been ordered. The fire has grown to more than 4,000 acres and at last check is just 10% contained. Firefighters from nearby counties have been sent to help, including 11 from the Kern County Fire Department.
Holiday travelers are facing trouble on the roads and in our airports across the country. But up in the Bay Area, a power issue was reported at Oakland International Airport. The issue happened sometime Tuesday evening, but Oakland International has backup generators that came to restore electricity. Despite the power coming back on, travelers and workers alike were set back by the temporary outage. Security slowed down due to the outage, as last night airport officials say power has been restored to the majority of the terminal, but they're still working to bring the entire facility back online. In Southern California, LAX saw delays for a completely different reason yesterday. Airline catering employees started a protest for higher wages and improved health care. Caterers with LSG Sky Chefs and its subsidiary Gate Gourmet gathered with other airport workers to protest. Police arrested 16 of the protesters. Unite Here says that 1 in 4 workers with LSG Sky Chefs and Gate Gourmet earn less than $12 an hour, including people who have worked for the companies for years.
And we're continuing to monitor traffic and weather conditions here in Kern County as people hit the roads this Thanksgiving week. No matter what direction you're headed, it's a good idea to prepare for slick or icy roads. And yesterday in the Sierra Nevadas, people faced accidents, snow, and road closures.
I was fishtailing everywhere, sliding.
When the back tires of Alexander Santiago's Black Infiniti started spinning out in the snow, he knew it was time to call it a night.
Oh, I'm going to go to a hotel, regroup, probably get 4 chains, and then try to make it to go see my girlfriend.
The California Highway Patrol says officers have been responding to crashes all day long, like this one in the westbound lanes a few miles east of Alta.
It's just been a terrible day, traffic and weather-wise. We've had easily over 30 crashes in our area alone. One of the officers estimated up to 50.
At one point, crews closed both directions of I-80 because of all the spinouts and wrecks.
It just got to the point where, we couldn't keep up, and we ran out of tow trucks, and emergency personnel was stretched about as thin as we could be.
The interstate looked like a parking lot, traffic barely at a crawl, while trucks and cars lined the side of the road as drivers put on chains. The Valerio family from Santa Rosa was hoping to miss the storm.
We were trying to get up here a little bit earlier to try and beat it, but we didn't make it, so it's okay. We've done this before.
The first big snowstorm of the season is causing trouble for holiday travelers. CHP says the best advice they can give anyone willing to brave the conditions, just don't.
There's crashes all over the place. Traffic's not moving. So if you can avoid it, if you can delay it a day and a half, 2 days, please do, because you're just going to come up here and get stuck with everyone else.